bitch. Bam.
I fell in love with the Vikings ever since I was little. I was born into a family that loved the Vikings. We always watched the games. I remember Sundays during the day, that's all we dedicated our days to, were watching the Minnesota Vikings, especially rooting on Randy Moss back in the day.
Not even really being able to run as he shoots the moon to the fans here in Green Bay.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss, and it's unfortunate that we had that on our air live. That is disgusting by Randy Moss.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
Hello?
Hello. Who is this?
Marnie? Who is this?
This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive.
What? I'm sorry.
I had to.
You bitch.
So not funny.
Somebody falls for it every year.
I don't see why you get off on this.
Marnie? 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 Good one, Marnie. Lights out, phone on the floor. You know, you really should direct horror films. Wherever you are. Let me guess. You want me to walk by an open door frame so you can pop out, huh? Okay, timing. Timing is perfect. But you don't have the app on your phone, so you can't talk like Ghostface. Can you?
Yes, I can.
Who is this?
Not an app.
Is this Trevor?
Do I sound like a Trevor to you? Think of me as your director. You're in my movie. You got a fun part, so don't blow it.
What movie?
Same one Marnie's in, only her part got cut way back. But you're the dumb blonde with the big tits. We'll have some fun with you before you die.
I have a 4.0 GPA and 135 IQ, asshole. What did you do with Marnie?
She's on the cutting room floor.
That's not funny.
This isn't a comedy. It's a horror film. People live, people die. And you'd better start running.
Marnie? What?
That was so fucking stupid. Pure horseshit. The death of horror right here in front of us.
I jumped. Scared me.
A fucking Facebook killer? You're kidding me, right?
I guess now it would be Twitter. That'd make more sense.
sellout crowd in Minneapolis for this NFC North showdown. The 2-1 Detroit Lions come to town to take on the 2-1 Minnesota Vikings. And hi again, everybody. Alongside Chris Spielman and Peter Schrager, I'm Tom Brenneman. Welcome to the NFL on Fox, and a good one today. Now, we saw Case Keenum a week ago. He was spectacular in his second start after losing in Pittsburgh. What about today in start number 3?
Well, you look at the NFL locker room, and I can promise you this. It's a show-me type of atmosphere, not tell me. Case had to show the Vikings that they can believe him, and he did. You see his numbers on a year, but last week, Tom, 369 yards, a career best, 3 touchdowns, and more importantly, 0 turnovers.
Meanwhile, for Matthew Stafford, the big contract he signed just before the season started, he appears to be getting better and better and better with every game.
Well, Mike Zimmer said he looks like Aaron Rodgers, or that Matt's been watching Aaron Rodgers film, and you know what? I agree with him. There's not a throw that he can make with any type of arm angle. Footwork doesn't have to be perfect. And the other thing he's done, what Aaron does all the time, is he's become much more of an effective runner, especially on third downs the past 2 years.
Well, something's got to give today in front of this capacity crowd in this spectacular venue in Minneapolis. The opening kickoff right around the corner. You're watching the NFL on Fox.
I can't sit still if the jingle is not the way.
I think we're doing good. We're on the same page.
That I hear it.
Try another one.
Well, you care. That's true.
Everyone has a fantasy. It's time for the Hooters Fantasy Players of the Week.
Sammy White, number 85, led the team in average yards per catch for the 5th consecutive year. White's array of moves are like bold strokes of art. If White is the artist among Viking receivers, then the master craftsman is Ahmad Rashad.
Many players in our business have great ability, but you have to combine ability with the desire to excel. And I think Ahmad has that desire to excel at his position and works hard at it full time.
The essence of Rashad's craft is the precise pattern.
I like to think of myself as a person who runs long patterns well, runs medium patterns well, and runs short patterns well. So there's nothing that you can come out, say, on Sunday and take away from me.
Rashad's 69 receptions led a team that boasted 4 others who caught over 40 passes. For the 2nd consecutive season, Rashad gained over 1,000 yards receiving and was named to the Pro Bowl. In an era where flashy wide receivers razzle, dazzle, then fizzle from sight, Ahmad Rashad has endured by virtue of an altogether different quality.
When I leave football, I would like for everybody to remember me as a guy who was consistently good. Not a guy that was up one Sunday, down the next Sunday, but good every single Sunday.
Week 4 continues later today on CBS. Then tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC. And tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN.
Funny. Stephen and I had a great time together. I mean, I know he liked me, but he didn't ask for my phone number or anything. Oh, well, insecurity's half the fun, right?
True.
Hey, have a good time.
Oh, thanks, kid. Bye-bye. Oh, about Fern there. All you have to worry about is that she get lots of water and lots of love. Not too much love, Fern. You get pregnant, I'm not paying for the pruning.
How will you make it on your own? This world is awfully big. Girl, this time you're all alone. But it's time you started living. It's time you let someone else do some giving. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have it down, why don't you take it? You might just make it after all. You might just make it after all.
What a weekend it is for the former great Ahmad Rashad. The Viking horn in the end zone here as he gets his purple jacket over the weekend. The Lions will get the football. Minnesota winning the toss and deferring to the second half. And that one is into the back of the end zone. And here comes Matthew Stafford. Boy, you talk about durability. Not only production, but today makes his 100th consecutive start. That's 4th in the NFL among all active quarterbacks. 29 years young, grew up in Dallas, played collegiately at Georgia. On the second and goal, they hand it to Cook, and he will find the end zone for a touchdown. And that was a former Detroit Lion, Riley Reef, leading the way.
Yeah, it's great eyes, Tom, because Riley Reef says about a paragraph to Jim Caldwell in his time spent in Detroit because he keeps his mouth shut and all he does is his job. Now watch number 71, Riley Reef, working here, clearing a way for Dalvin Cook. And I'll tell you, Easton, number 62, does a good job of hooking Longa. You get two guys in one gap, and Reef with the pancake on Ziggy Ansah. 7 points for the Vikings. Or 6, excuse me. No givens with extra points, as we all know.
Well, you're relentless on these kickers. Kyle Forbath.
Except Prater.
Oh, he's the only one that gets a all pass. Point after is good. Forbath has missed 2 of those this year. I'm not going to say one man's trash because the Lions love Reed, but they didn't bring him back. But certainly is another man's treasure with the way he has played so far for these Minnesota Vikings. He's a good football player. Tell you who else is pretty good. Ahmad Rashad on Friday night inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor. Played for Minnesota 76 to 82. Adam Thielen, who grew up a Vikings fan, there behind him to help him with that jacket. None bigger than the miracle at the Met.
Thank you so much. It is really, and you know, when you play for a team for a long time, and to be enshrined in their Ring of Honor is one of the top, if not the top honor that you could receive. It's just absolutely fantastic. And to have all the guys here that were, you know, that I played with and hadn't seen guys in a long time, it's just wonderful.
This is Dalvin Cook out of the, or no, I beg your pardon, it's McKinnon. They get a little tricky by having the running back feel the snap that was bobbled, and it looks like the Lions have recovered the football.
So the biggest question is why? Why are they doing this? You're moving the football. It's something that you might rep in practice, but game speed's a little bit different. Jerick McKinnon was a quarterback at Georgia Southern, but right there, there's no need to get tricky. You're moving the football. You have number 33. Just give him the ball. There's no need to get tricky.
Relationship that you forged. I think a lot of people forget this was already your 3rd NFL team in a short amount of time. What was it that made this so special for you?
Bud Grant. Bud Grant was, and Fran Tarkenton. They accepted me, and it was a thing where it was a crazy time, you know, to go on with 2 teams and finally get to this team. But this was a team that had so many professionals, so many great players, that there was no peripheral craziness. We, you know, sat up to play the game, and that's what all the guys cared about. So Bud was one of those guys that took me right under his wing, and you know, for the next 7 or 8 years, I enjoyed myself and playing with so many great players. Fran Tarkenton, Tommy Kramer. Fran Tarkenton is the main reason that I'm here now and me ever playing on the Vikings.
I was talking about some of the receivers that you, Sammy White. The Vikings were my all-time favorite team. Stu Voigt, pretty good, right?
Well, yeah.
John Gillum in his time.
Oh yeah, but it was all orchestrated by Tarkenton. Yep. Tarkenton could make anybody look great.
Well, Ahmad, we're so happy for you. We appreciate in a very busy weekend you taking the time to come up here and visit us. You You've gone on to even higher heights in your broadcasting career. Congratulations, young man.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Great
All right.
Ahmad Rashad.
Have a great broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you. We know the help we can get. Trust me when I tell you that. Great to have Ahmad up here today, and boy, what a big weekend for him. A 1-point game, the turnover that comes 3 on a big day for Ahmad Rashad. Congratulations.
Letting their man go.
Zach Center, they play fake it to him. And thrown and caught inside the 5-yard line. And that is a rookie tight end out of Toledo, Michael Roberts. That is his first NFL catch.
Yeah, he's got a bright future. And Michael Roberts is going to come across. And I love the fact, again, now they're setting everything up. This is a throw that Matthew Stafford can make on the move, on the run. Threw it away from the coverage, and Michael Roberts, the rookie from Toledo, as you mentioned, Tom, did a good job of adjusting and coming.
Vikings has never thrown an interception in the red zone against Minnesota. Nearly won there. Abdullah looking for a seam, and did he get into the end zone? It looked like he did. Still waiting on the official signal. It looked like he stayed on his feet to get to the goal line, but we wait.
See right here from our angle.
Well, that's got to be a touchdown. I mean, his knees, unlike Golden Tate last week, there at the end of the game, did not hit the ground. That's all in the air right there. That's got to be 6.
That's touchdown.
No challenge.
After reviewing the play, ruling on the field as reserved. Touchdown.
All right, there we have it. Dean Blandino right on the money. So to Chris Spearman. 2 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 47 seconds of this second half by the Vikings, leading to potentially with a point after 10 Detroit points.
That's a big thing, and obviously in any league that you play, that being able to convert turnovers into points, and the effort by Abdullah has been outstanding as they're lining up for 2, which I like.
We'll try to make it 14-7.
Got to be alert for Theo Riddick out of the backfield, any one-on-one matchup.
Rolling right, finding T.J. Jones, and that is a successful 2-point conversion try to make it a 2-point conversion. Couple of big turnovers for Minnesota, and it's a 14-7 Lions lead. Nothing wrong with a little bit of celebrating. Doesn't have to be on every play. Down the middle of the field and batted down. Nice play defensively by Killebrew. Chasing David Morgan. We have not heard from Kyle Rudolph today. Their outstanding tight end. He does not have a single catch in the game.
And there's no threat right there. And all game long, when the Viking receivers had their hands on the ball, Detroit's been there to eliminate yards after catch. Miles Killebrew is getting better and better each game that he plays. Outstanding job of keeping the left hand clear and batting it away.
Vikings looking for a touchdown to try and tie this thing up in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Keenum, and whacked as he was about to catch it was McKinnon by Nevin Lawson.
Great break on the football by Nevin Lawson.
This one from 39 yards out to bring his team within 4. And off the upright. His first missed field goal of the season. So every
ball game's time because they're all selling out. They're not even honoring the run with Case Keenum as McKinnon checks back into the ball game. The top of your screen.
Keenum sacked all the way back to the 15 by Zettel, his second sack of the afternoon.
You know, that's a miscommunication right here. And how you slide away from him and leaving the most guy with a clear path to the quarterback unblocked is beyond me.
Whistles everywhere all over the field. Minnesota called it. It'll only be a three-man rush. They have 8 defenders inside the 2-yard line or in the end zone. And Keenum is forced to roll and throws high, and it's incomplete. And there's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. And I think even on a 3-man rush in Minnesota held.
Holding. Offense number 65. Penalties decline. Result of the play. First down, Detroit.
So they turn it over on downs with 2:12 to go.
Great stand by that man's defense right here. Pat Elflein working on a 3-man rush is going to get caught holding the big fella Ashawn Robinson. I think that's right where it is, but you know, again, they'll let both teams on both sides, the defensive backs, grab jerseys all day long. An offensive lineman punches a guy, and Zettel should celebrate because he had the play of the day. He got a sack and didn't even have to beat anybody one-on-one. Today, that puts them +9 on the year. A big reason why this team is 3-1.
Well, when you consider that with the 3 takeaways now in the game today, that gives him 11, as you said, on the year, 14 all of last year. And, you know, we asked Terrell Austin, wonderful man to spend time with as we did yesterday.
An outstanding job of Bob Quinn, too, the general manager, building this roster, building depth in that secondary, which played great today.
Defense, a name of the game. And when's the last time you said that about the Detroit Lions? It's been a while. That's back to the Spielman days.
1991, to be exact.
A 14-7 win for the Lions to go to 3-1, tied with Green Bay atop the NFC North. The Vikings go to 2-2. We're back to Minneapolis to wrap things up right after these messages. 14-7, Detroit a winner today.
And on the road now, they swept the Lions last year, and now this year in Minneapolis, 14-7, they beat the Minnesota Vikings again, 14-7 Detroit on top of Minnesota.
Yeah, not the greatest day stat-wise for Matthew Stafford, but he doesn't care. They're 3-1 right now. Peter Schrager with the quarterback.
Matthew Stafford, a hard-hitting NFC North clash. You guys get the win. How special is it to win here?
It's a big win. Anytime you can go on the road in the division against a really, really good football team like Minnesota and get a win is awesome. We got a ton to clean up, man. On offense, we didn't do our job enough today. Our defense played outstanding and really helped us get the win.
The run game was there today. You guys were committed to that. How important was it to get Amir Abdullah going early?
It was big. You know, they're a team that likes to pin their ear back and get after the quarterback. They did that enough today, but really nice job when we were handing it off early in that game. Amir was making some big runs, some efficient runs, all of them. It was nice.
Sometimes you win games scoring 50 points. Sometimes you win them 14-7 and just play it out there. How important is it to show that you guys can win this kind of game as well?
It's big. You know, it's the second one kind of like this in the season. We went up to New York and did similar things. So it's great to pack that defense on the road and ride with them. They're doing a great job. We got to, score some more points, make it a little bit easier on them.
Matthew Stafford, 3-1 Detroit Lions. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, man.
Bingo.
There's nothing like winning, man. Nothing like winning. You know, we talked about something last night, talking about being united. That's as good a hard-fought game on the road against a division opponent that I've seen in a long time, right? Guys hung in there, got, how many turnovers, 4 or 6? Four. It seemed like 6. 4 of them, right? Guys did a nice job of getting those turnovers, and I'm not certain that I've seen a better defensive effort than that one. It's the number 2 ranked offense in the league in their place. I mean, that's quite a feat, man. You guys did a nice job. Everybody worked at it, worked hard together, and even though offense, we ran it for, Amir almost had 100 yards. He was close. Kept it on the ground, churned some things out. Guys hung in there. Wasn't pretty, right? Doesn't have to be, right? Win's a win. We got one presentation we got to make. Halodi's gonna make it.
Hey, this is Game Ball. Losing both of my parents at a young age. Stephen Longa, this is for you, buddy. Love you, Steve. Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lions!
I think we haven't really come close to playing our best football. I think as a defense we're playing great. As a special teams we're playing really well. On offense we got to get it going a little bit and got to find a way to make some big plays, get the ball in the end zone, all that. Now we've played some really tough defenses and that's no excuse. We still got to be better. But it's nice to be where we are at 3-1, but it doesn't guarantee us anything. We got to keep working.
Detroit, I think we always have some trepidation when we watch Detroit. We go, are they good? Here we are, 4 games in.
Because we normally look at Detroit as being an offensive-minded team, Coach, but today they ran the ball. Matthew Stafford, he didn't play great.
Yeah, he said in the sound, hey, we played ugly, I've got to play better. But I think that's good news for Lions fans. They're able to win a game without him putting up big numbers, and that's going to be good for them down the road.
We saw the injury to Dalvin Cook. Let's find the severity of that. Bring back Mike Florio. Mike.
Yeah, guys, after the game, Coach Mike Zimmer told reporters they fear it's an ACL injury. I'm told Dalvin Cook telling people he thinks the ACL is torn. MRI on Monday to confirm what the Vikings fear. And if he's gone for the year, it's a huge blow to that offense. He had been averaging nearly 24 touches per game. Without him, Jerick McKinnon, Latavius Murray, and maybe whoever else they can find to come help carry that load. Dan.
Mike, thank you. Sunday Night Football is coming up. Jimmy Graham, now in his 3rd season with the Seahawks, and living in Seattle makes it easy for Graham to enjoy one of his favorite activities.
He is crazy.
A certified pilot.
That's when you know you got too much money.
He said, quote, "You never know how long you'll last in the NFL, but I can fly for the rest of my life."
Last year, Detroit Lions, 3-1, Kay Adams. They are a team to be reckoned with.
And they're at home against the Panthers next week. But before we even get to what happened on the field, you get to go and work the sidelines, but you go and you leave our show because you need to have all the meetings before you work the sidelines. And I'm so jealous. He gets to kick it with everybody. Like Matthew Stafford. Take a look at this.
Oh, that's my guy. That was the day before.
Suited and booted, by the way.
Master's jacket, it looks like.
Right.
That's what he's looking like.
Stately. Listen, we kind of fan out when you do this, and I want people at home to really put this in perspective. The stage is the concert. The game is the concert. You're like backstage passes every time before the game.
And I had a feeling Saturday night meeting with Matt Stafford that they were going to be just fine going into this one. They had that heartbreaking loss to the Falcons, and they were 1 inch short, and everyone says, how do you rebound off that? And Jim Caldwell is the perfect guy. If you watch the mic'd up stuff that was on Inside the NFL or some of the stuff that we've had, that play happens in real time, and everyone on Twitter is exploding, and the announcers are confused. Jim Caldwell says, okay, the ref's explaining it to him. He goes, and the game's over, 10-second runoff. Caldwell goes, all right, takes it. They go to the locker room, and that's Jim Caldwell. It's like, there's none of this. It's this. And as much as that might frustrate fans, and he's not one of these guys going nuts, he's not Jim Schwartz on the sideline, the team responds off that. So when things are going crazy and their offense can't get going, that's what you want. That's what they have.
Got the extension for a reason, right?
He got the extension. Now here's what I'll say about Matt Stafford and that team. It's different than last year. Last year, it was Stafford throwing everyone on his back and saying, come on, I will do it all. I will make it happen. Zach Zenner's in the backfield. Stafford against the Giants on Monday Night Football threw 15 pass attempts. Yesterday, he did next to nothing. He was getting sacked. They find ways to win this year.
209 yards last
209 yards. They're 3-1, and Stafford hasn't even had that huge game yet. Look, he had kids 6 months ago. He had twins, all right? And he was talking to us. He was saying, is there a difference? And you're expecting a lot of these guys to say, well, Stafford said, in a rare moment of vulnerability for him, because he doesn't give much, he said, it's amazing because we had that hard loss to the Falcons, and I went home, and I've got 2 6-month-olds waiting for me, and they're crying, and they're laughing, they're doing everything. He's like, it does put it in perspective. And I will say this on this thing. There are 3 quarterbacks in the league that I would want as my quarterback. It's Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. I'm putting Stafford in that list. He's number 3. That guy is...
You always have,
and he is worth every penny of that new contract.
Really quick, Schrager, on the flip side, Dalvin Cook leaves this game. Did not look good. And then Latavius Murray, friend of the show, is going to have to step up now. And this is cute and all, Kyle, but...
Never mind, Vikings fans. Your season is in the hands of that man on the left in a full Wimbledon windsuit. That was him hosting our show. This guy's 6'3", 230. He's got 40 balls in this league. He's been a 1,000-yard rusher in this league. Tay-Train can play 12 touchdowns a year ago. Faith in the man in the windsuit, Peter. That's our guy.
It's on Latavius. That offense works through the running game. It's on Latavius.
They brought him there for a reason. Listen,
it's true, and they had him before Dalvin.
Yes, they did. Free agent pickup out of the running backs into the offseason, and they got him there before they actually drafted Dalvin Cook. So listen, it's your time to step up. I'm calling you out, Latavius. Let's go, baby. We need you to make some plays.
True friend of the show,
K-Train.
McKinnon will be a thing. Yeah, you guys look like you were in a photo booth at a wedding when he was on the screen.
Come on, ride the train.
We've got your big plays of week 4 after this. We'll look ahead to tonight's action. action. Wrap it all up. More highlights. Don't go anywhere.
Love Latavius.
Powerful stuff right there. Welcome back to Good Morning Football. Join us right now, Detroit Lions leading tackler through 4 weeks. He's in his 6th season with the Lions. He's also a former teammate, and I'm glad to call him a friend as well. Welcome in Detroit Lions linebacker Tahir Whitehead. Tahir, what's up, man?
What's up, Tahir?
Hey, what's up, Nate? Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. First of all, good to see you, man. I remember you come in as a young pup, and now you're one of the best in the league. Now, you guys rebounded with a huge win over the Vikings on Sunday after a heartbreaking loss against the Falcons. What was the reaction like in the locker room, and how did you guys get your minds right to get ready for this bounce-back week?
You know, every week, presents new challenges, and coming out after that game, it was a tough loss. We knew we had to just regroup, go out there and do it all over again. But, that's the type of team we have. We have resolve. We always going to go out there, find a way to, keep battling and go out there and try to play again.
To hear the highs and lows of the game, you had that big fumble recovery that led to the game-winning touchdown. But it happened on the play that ended Dalvin Cook's season. So what is it like being in the middle of that? What are your emotions when something like that happens?
You never want to see a guy go down, no way, shape, or form, man. He was a tough guy. Just watching him on film, he runs hard. He has that. He had that spunk to him, and to see a guy go down like that, that it definitely hurts. You never want to see a guy get injured in this game. We all out here just, trying to make it, trying to find a way to win and provide for our families. So I definitely sent him some love on Twitter to make sure that, he's feeling good and, let him know that his future is bright.
Tahir, I've been doing the Lions games this year. I did a few last year. Last year, you guys on the defensive side of the ball only had 14 turnovers as a unit. We are 4 weeks through the season, and you guys have 12 forced turnovers already. One of the top 5 defenses in the league. You held the high-flying Vikings to 7 points. What's the difference this year from last year?
Making the conscious effort to go after the ball. Our defensive backs are doing a great job just ball hunting, and, they're going up for the ball, making the plays. They say the 50-50 plays. We're coming down with them, and that's really making a difference, even with the forced fumbles. Guys putting the hat on the ball, guys poking at the ball. And, turnovers don't happen unless you're actually working at them. And, we did a bunch of turnover drills and circuits this all season. It's starting to pay off.
Now, you practice against this offense, the Lions, week in, week out, every day. How does the celebration for touchdown stuff go down? Is this stuff that they're showing you in practice? Are they coordinating it in the locker room during practice? I need to know.
Definitely not. I'm just as surprised to see it on game day as you guys. So, I get a kick out of it. They're definitely creative, but that's wide receivers for you. Nate would know.
So tell me, when you get in the end zone, the pick six, you're not going to get creative?
Oh, I'm definitely going to try. See, I'm stiff, though. I don't have no moves, so, I'm going to definitely try to bust something out.
You have to. Tahir, we talk a lot on the show. We have a lot of fun with the Packers and the Lions, the rivalry, the matchups and everything. This team for you guys, like you've talked about, seems to be a little different, all right? Green Bay got Detroit last year, but you got a different swagger this year. Tell us why Aaron Rodgers should be worried.
Because, man, we're hungry. He know every time he comes to our house, we go to their house, it's going to be a battle. It's a division game. It's the black and blue division. Every time you play anyone in this division, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. And it's been a long time coming, I should say. I don't think he's just sitting up there just thinking, it's going to be an easy win anytime we play each other. But I like playing against Aaron.
Tahir, we saw the locker room speech and Haloti Ngata giving the ball to Stephen Longa. For those at home who don't know, your fellow linebacker, Stephen Longa's father, passed away on Thursday when he was tragically hit by a car. He was at practice, had no idea, walks off the practice field and is told by the coaching staff, hey, there's some news. From Thursday to Sunday, what is that like for a linebacker's room, and what is that like as a teammate, knowing the emotions leading into that game for young Stephen Longa?
It's rough. You just have to find, it's hard to, really find the words, knowing that him and his father were so close. And, we just have to be there for him. That's our brother, and I've been in constant communication with him all day, every day, just trying to make sure that he's in good spirits, making sure that he's okay, let him know that I'm constantly praying for him, that we're praying for him, and if he needs anything from me personally, from the team, don't hesitate to ask. And, Steve has a big heart, and, that it just for him to see how distraught he was, it definitely hurt me. So, I'm definitely, just going to have to be there for him as much as possible. We're going to have to rally around him.
As we all, our thoughts and prayers with him and his family. Now, the Lions made headlines off the field this weekend when owner Martha Ford, she was asking players not to kneel for the anthem, but also came out and said she'll pledge her support for the players' causes. Tell us about that conversation and what you guys and Ms. Ford want to do working towards all that.
It's definitely something ongoing. We're trying to put our heads together to find out how exactly we can contribute to the cause and affect change. And right now, we don't have anything, set, but we're definitely working towards it. And that's big on Mrs. Ford's part, just stating that, we have her support. And, as a player, that's huge. As a player that kneeled, and for her to step forward and say, look, we have issues and we see that things need to change and you have my full support. I commend her. That shows how big of a heart she has.
Taylor, you played with this guy to my left for 2 years. So tell me a story about Nate Burleson.
Man. Now we got some good stories.
Tell me a story about Nate Burleson.
Nate B. All I can really say is that I knew he was going to go into TV, not like as soon as he was done with football. He had that personality, that big personality. Every day after, practice, the media would come in and it was almost like, hey, look, come here, let me talk to you real quick. Right? Let me talk to you. Come check me out.
This is true.
So,
did he talk
if
that
you
talk on
know
the
Nate,
field,
you see his personality.
Did he talk trash on the field?
Yes, definitely. He talked so much trash. He talked trash on the practice field, and it got under my skin a little bit, here and there. But I'm like, look, that's the OG. He been around the block quite a few times, so I give him a pass.
Well, Tyre, listen, big brothers, they got to beat up on their little brothers to make them tough, make them strong, and look where you are today. I'm proud of you. No, I'm joking. All jokes aside, man, Tyre, you're doing an amazing job. I see you mature on and off the field. Keep kicking butt, keep representing the Lions, keep living with that Lion blood, and let's see what happens this year, man. People are looking at you, my guy Schrags, myself. We think the Lions can do it this year, so stay healthy, keep balling, and tell everybody in Detroit, I said, what up, though?
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Yeah, have a good one.
Tyre Whitehead. Let's keep the talk in the NFC North when we get back and talk about the Bears quarterback situation. No more Mike Glennon. Mitchell Trubisky, the youngster, will get a shot Monday Night Football up against the Vikings. Time of the season when you're talking about the Rams and you're talking about the Rams, and I'm going to give love to the Lions.
Okay, all right.
I never do that. I'm on the grand ship with one Kyle Brandt. And Matt Stafford, if you look at Aaron Rodgers, he's carrying the team on his back, right? Making plays. And Tom Brady's carrying that team and the defense. Everything's on his back. This team is not on Matthew Stafford's back, and it is awesome because it might be the first time in his career that is the case. They have really one of the more complete teams in the NFL through 4 weeks. And you're looking at what they're doing. They're running on 42% of their snaps. That is the highest since 2005 in over 10 years. You have Amir Abdullah coming off the best game of his career. He had 94 yards rushing before he got hurt to the start of the fourth quarter. But they're getting him out there and taking some of the pressure off of Matthew Stafford. He doesn't have to do it all. And we're getting boring Lions games back-to-back on the road. And it's what we asked for, right? We said, don't take years off of my life on my Sundays watching these games in the comeback action. Matthew Stafford having to do everything. It's not like that anymore. And it's not even all on the offense. The defense is making plays as well. You have Anthony Zettel really emerging as a force. You have, Miles Killebrew. You have all these guys. If Ziggy Ansah can start making something happen out there, I'm pretty impressed with what the Lions are putting together on both sides of the ball. They are balanced and complete, and it's pretty awesome. And boring is good.
Boring is great.
Boring is great.
The third aspect of that is the special teams. You know, offense, defense. Special Teams Player of the Month in Matt Prater. Agnew returns kicks, and they've got the best punters, Locke and Sam Martin, so they're good.
Matthew Stafford doing some things, not having to do it all. All right, we'll be back after this. We've got more guests rolling through. We've got Jordan Jenkins of the Dead.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, it's looking going on.
That's a nice blazer. Those steps, fashion, perfect segue. What's up, man?
You never realize where you lost time when you crucify yourself.
Elizabeth? You awake? Elizabeth? You know, if you're going to snoop around in other people's business, you should ask for permission first. You know you're not supposed to be putting pressure on that ankle. Here, let's see what you've done.
Okay. Sorry, Shelby. I didn't mean to go in your room. And...
Does this hurt?
Oh, yes.
What about this?
Oh, Shelby, please stop. Stop.
And this? I spent a lot of time taking care of you last night, you know. So the least you could do is allow for my work to do its job. Instead, you had to go for your little walk and fuck it all up. Looks like I'm gonna have to set this again.
No, Shelby, please, why are you doing this to me?
I'm trying to help you. Looking for something, bitch?
Let's play How Dumb Is That Cheerleader? In today's episode, we have guests from the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders. And joining them in this episode will be the Carolina Panthers cheerleaders. As you're watching the second season premiere of How Dumb Is That Cheerleader? Let's get started! Let's go!
My name is Brooke. I'm from Lakeville, Minnesota, and I am a rookie this year. I realized I loved to dance when I was 3 or 4 years old. I started doing tap and jazz and little things at a local studio and just kept growing from there and had a passion for it my whole life. I fell in love with the Vikings when I was a kid. I have always been from Minnesota, love the color purple, love the sport of football, and have always just been a big follower of the Vikings, and I'm so excited to be an even bigger supporter of it now. Someone that inspires me is my mom. She is the most driven woman I've ever met in my life. She never takes no for an answer. She goes above and beyond in everything that she does and has really motivated me to be the best version of myself. My favorite part of the stadium is actually on one of the top floors when you're going up the escalator and all of the football helmets from all the high schools. I remember seeing that and feeling so included in really part of the community, just seeing my high school's helmet on there. Just like I said, I'm a football fan, so thought that was such a unique touch that I really admired about the stadium. I overcame not knowing if I was good enough, elite enough to be on a team, being compared to such amazing women. I have gained so much confidence from being in this role. I'm excited to be an asset to the Minnesota Vikings and to the community, and I think just overcoming those insecurities really changed how I got to where I am today and where I'm going to go for the rest of my life.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt! We're done.
I knew I was going to do it. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I'm done. I got tears. I'm freaking tears in my eyes. I wish this was a live show. I wish it was. Give me the footage.
Fans, my name is Tova. I'm originally from Warroad, Minnesota, and this is my rookie season as a Minnesota Vikings cheerleader. I realized I loved to dance when I was really little. I actually started dancing when I was about 3 years old, and after I was tap dancing to Itsy Bitsy Spider, I found that I actually busted open my chin, and I quit dance for years, and then I rediscovered my love in middle school, and I rejoined dance, and then I realized I should have never quit, and I loved every minute of it. I fell in love with the Vikings in high school. I've always loved following Minnesota sports. It's just really fun way to feel connected to a larger part of Minnesota. What I'm looking forward to most for my first season as an MVC is the very first time I get to do school with my teammates next to me. I think that's going to be a surreal moment when I am out on the field in the end zone with our teammates celebrating our first touchdown. What I would tell someone looking to audition for the MVC is to just go for it. And I went into it not knowing anyone, and I feel like a lot of people can be intimidated by that, just not knowing anyone. So go there, be open to the experiences, and take advantage of every opportunity you're given, and just know that only great things can come from it, no matter if you're making new friends, if you make the team, or just have a great experience to talk about later on. I have lots of people that inspire me, that I have 41 women around me that I think are so inspiring, that it's really powerful to be surrounded by women that are strong and motivated and like-minded, and it really pushes you to be a better version of yourself while you feel like you're also sharing your strengths with them. So I feel like the 41 women I'm with every day for the Vikings are some of the most inspirational women I get to spend time with. Thanks for watching, everyone. Can't wait to see you all this season. Bye.
Bye, bitch. He gone. Baby, tell her to replace her. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. Love how to face it. I can't believe that she's gone. Take it or not, she's gone. Bye, bitch.
My name's Taylor. This is my rookie season, and I'm from Blaine, Minnesota. Well, I actually started as an all-star competitive cheerleader for 13 years. I never really did dance. I did a little bit of high school fall dance team, but I really found out that I loved cheerleading when I was very little, when I got into gymnastics, moved on to competitive cheerleading, and continued on with that, and was ready to take on my next challenge as an MVC. Well, I was pretty young when I first tried out for the team. I tried out when I was 18, and I made training program my first year, and I decided to give it another try.
There's not going to be a next time, you fucking dumb.
Hey, take it easy when you talk to me, okay?
I told you a long time ago, you fucking little monkey, not to fuck me.
Hey, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, huh? Who the fuck do you think I am, you fucking dumb boy? Come here,
Come on, brother.
Do you want to go to war? Come on. Do you want to go to war? We'll take you to war, okay?
Tony, coño. Cálmate, man.
Alex, you there? Hey.
He's not there. Cálmate, man.
And I ended up making it this year. So yeah, it was just all about committing, practicing even more, and getting a hold of the MVC technique.
Bitch!
I fell in love with the Vikings ever since I was little. I was born into a family that loved the Vikings. We always watched the games. I remember Sundays during the day, that's all we dedicated our days to, were watching the Minnesota Vikings, especially rooting on Randy Moss back in the day.
Not even really being able to run as he shoots the moon to the fans here in Green Bay.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss, and it's unfortunate that we had that on our air live. That is disgusting by Randy Moss.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
Someone that inspires me would have to be my grandma. I've always looked up to her ever since I was little. She's a great role model and always keeps me going. Ever since I was little, I had a list of my top 3 dream jobs, and one of them was being an MVC. The other one was to be a news anchor, and then to continue on my career of modeling.
You feed off the crowd, you feed off your teammates. It's so much fun to be able to perform for that size of an audience week to week. Your heart's racing, you hear the fans, and just trying to really enjoy that moment. You're surrounded by this incredible team and part of an amazing organization, and with cheering fans, and being a part of something that's so much bigger than yourself. I work in higher education. I love working in the college environment and helping students through that process. It's been an incredible experience to be behind the scenes. I did it as a student, and now I'm being on the other side of that line, and it's just great to be able to help another student reach that goal of walking across the stage and graduating.
When you speak, 4 or 5 people listen. I let your ass on here so you can get yourself a little audience. All right? When I speak, thousands hear me. So you're the bitch because you can scream and yell. And guess what? When a tree falls in the forest, is anybody here? No. You're gone, and I'm still here.
When I walk in the locker room, I know I have an incredible support system. No matter what's going on in your life, something exciting happens, they're the first people that I want to tell. It's just been an amazing experience to get to know all these girls, and they come from such different backgrounds, and they're so interesting and so much fun to be around, and inside the locker room, on the football field, and outside. It's been wonderful to be a part of a team.
Yes, I can say it unabridged because I've got the power and you've got nothing. So take your little Bojangles ass back to the east side and hang out at the rib joint. Bitch. Bye, bitch.
I knew I was going to do it. No, we didn't. I'm done. I got tears. I'm freaking tears in my eyes. I wish this was a live show. I wish this was a... Give me the footage.
I fell in love with it. Stepping on the field for the first time as a rookie, I knew that this was my home. It almost feels life-changing, and I always say that if I ever lose those butterflies when I go on the field, that I probably need to stop doing what I'm doing. But it's amazing because every single game I still get butterflies, and I still get that feeling, that just adrenaline rush, and that
adrenaline rush now, adrenaline rush now, adrenaline rush now, adrenaline rush, come on!
I am a certified ballet instructor. I've been teaching ballet since I was in high school. I get to teach dancers from 3 on up to professional, and that I've never stopped loving that. As girls come into my class and they're like, oh, I hate ballet. At the end of the year, when I have girls say, I never thought I would love a ballet class, but I love your class. And that, to me, oh, that's rewarding. I'm a ballet nerd.
Hayden, stop! Kendall, was that a plie? Was that really a grand plie? Do it again, start over. You can all thank Christy for my mood. She stood at my front desk and yelled the F word 17 times. That's sickening!
Oh, Jill, I'm sorry.
Chloe, it has nothing to do with you. You are a wonderful little girl, and everybody likes you.
I feel rotten that I have to send Chloe in there on the heels of this big argument that I had with Abby. We're going up against Kathy and her candy apples, and Kathy brings out the worst in Abby.
Abby should walk in there and leave everything that happened outside of the classroom outside.
Chase her, go! Chase her, keep running. Kendall, you're chasing her!
What? What did she do?
Kendall, when you chase someone, should you be in front of them or behind them?
When Kendall and Chloe and Maddie all ran to the middle and they all got balled up and she yelled at Kendall.
Okay, Kendall, meet Asia. You're going to chase her around this room. When you get up, you go behind her. You fall in line behind her.
I know, but she was still doing her grande table when we rolled up.
I expect you to go into another room or the den and start working on that number. Every step of it. Go.
I work my...
I don't have anything to discuss.
Listen, I
but
need
why
to
is your
find
kid
out...
crying? Everybody else...
Because
everybody else
you
can
don't
tell that she's a
scream at
baby.
any other kid like you scream at her.
You say one thing to that kid and she's crying to her mother. You know what, Kendall? You want to be the baby of the team? That's fine. Go. There's the door right there.
Abby, I wish it were that easy. And if that's really what you want, then we will.
That's not what I want, but I don't want
what you wanted.
crying, boo-hoo.
I don't either. The other moms can't.
The kid is a brat.
Kendall's not one of them, and you know it.
Congratulations, Chloe. Great job.
Thank you.
You danced really well.
Thank you.
But I need you to realize you're now taking private lessons at the studio like you should have been all the time.
No, she always did.
You need to look at that attendance record in our studio
yeah.
because you have a weird sense of when she was there.
I don't because I drive her. So I know when I'm racing
maybe she's
to get
sneaking
there.
out the back door to meet some guy. I don't know.
Don't say that about a 12-year-old. That's
well,
wrong.
you're pushing that point. See what our mother does? I want to give this kid some praise, and Satan, Satan destroys it. And if you're not going to improve the way Maddie's improving, then you'll be replaced. That's it. There's no room for slackers on this team.
It is called I Just Want to Stay at Home and Eat Chips.
No. She can't even remember the name of the dance. I just want to sit on the couch and eat chips. Hence the couch. Is this not a couch? Could be a sofa. Could be a love seat.
I just thought it would be like my interview.
No.
I thought it was I Just Want to Stay Home and Eat Chips.
All I want to do is just stay home and eat chips.
Go. So the little smartass is trying to tell me that that's not the quote that she said, that we're wrong.
I'm not going to have Abby be mean to my daughter anymore. I can't do it. Abby's not perfect. That's for sure. Abby, why'd you call Mackenzie a smartass? Why?
Because she was trying to contradict me.
No, she said I thought it was, I wanted to stay at home and eat chips because that's what I thought it was too. You don't have to call her smartass.
Well, but you didn't hear the way she said it.
Okay, but I don't think you should call her smartass.
I'll never call her anything again.
She said other kids would just remember it in 2 minutes. She's like, okay, well, we have 20 seconds done.
Just calm down. Kenzie, you know how this goes. She's just being mean and rude like she always is.
Do it.
Abby needs to take something out on someone, and she's taking it out on us. But just...
You three are doing solos. I don't want anyone on this team that is not a first place winner. If you win, it makes my studio look better. Maddie, you didn't win. Your sister beat you, so you failed. It doesn't look good for the studio.
Abby has too much on her mind. She moved the team to LA, she's trying to open a brand new studio, and now we're on a losing streak. Even Maddie hasn't won first place yet.
Let me ask this question to all of you. How many people are sitting on a yoga ball every morning? Okay, so you don't really want to do this, right?
I do.
Well, get off your butt, walk over to Ross, and buy a ball. That's your fault. All of you. Don't embarrass me.
That's ridiculous. We have great kids. She doesn't realize what great kids we have.
Look at her front foot, not doing it.
Okay, she hasn't had a stretch class in how long?
Listen,
That's
why
not
can't
true,
your
ladies.
smart kid do it in the bedroom? Why can't she stretch on her own?
You know what, Abby? You know they have not had a decent stretch class. You can't travel around the world, get in here, and expect them to be amazing. They need to stretch every day.
Then they should stretch every day. You don't need a teacher. Don't you want your kid to be better than the rest of the
She is, in my mind, yeah.
Kendall, you're finished for today.
Abby, stop it. Why do you have to pinpoint one kid all the time?
You're the one telling me that your kid's better than everybody else.
I said in my mind, she's fine. This isn't about you, Kendall.
It is about you.
No, it's not. It is not. It is not.
Well, Kendall, I guess when we were shooting that video in that airplane hangar, you should have been in class, sweetheart.
No, that's not what we said.
I'm done.
You are more worried about your friendships with all of these women than your own kids, and you know it.
My kids,
the same thing about worrying about a guy instead of your own kids. Yes.
My kids go
Going
first
from one
to me.
husband to another instead of just worrying about your kids? Please.
We have a happy household.
Well, your kid doesn't look very happy to me. Really?
Absolutely.
I think Sophia Lucio rocked her world. One more thing. All of you kids, you need to listen up. If one person really has the dreams and the passion to do this for a living, nothing should get in their way. Melissa, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm hearing you.
Nothing should get in their way.
And I know.
Not your personal life, not their dad's personal life, not some other kid. It has nothing to do with that. Maddie needs to focus. The dance studio is the place that she thinks of as home.
I know that.
And you ripped her out of there and let her sit in the parking lot for 12 hours. I feel sorry for Maddie. She had a good thing going. Melissa, you're doing your kid an injustice. I am not going to sit in a dressing room with a bunch of kids and a bunch of disrespectful mothers. I knew right then and there her mother, Kelly, left the chair in the studio. Dingbat.
Oh, look, she's looking to see if it's...
Where are the stoppers? I wanted these rubber stoppers.
I'll have them for the competition.
No stoppers. I mean, really? This is important, Kelly. Do something. Done.
You, Abby.
You don't need them for the competition. I told you to do it for today. Now, look at that language. Doesn't that embarrass you? That she has to use language like that? That's what a truck driver uses.
Why would she do that to Paige?
You're finished. Next. Here's solo.
We're done. You're not doing a solo. Neither of my kids are doing a group dance.
That's fine.
Okay?
That's fine.
Good luck paying your bills without my tuition. I pay for costumes and props, and I don't get them. I've been here all day making costumes for you while you were down the road eating. Stop eating. That's why you're fat. Goodbye.
You were a mean girl when you were 12. You're still a mean girl.
I want to go home.
Wait up. Paige was frightened because Abby is a 400-pound woman and throw a chair with my daughter in the room.
You can credit me for the rest of my tuition for the month. And rip off my credit card number.
As a woman, it's ultimately the best thing that you can do for yourself is to surround yourself by other people who are accomplished in their own worlds. You want to practice hard so you can play hard. And I mean, that's what we're doing. We get out there and we're prepared, we're excited, and we just have the time of our lives.
Bye, bitch.
We're done. I knew I was going to do it. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I'm done. I got tears. I'm freaking tears in my eyes. I wish this was a live show. I wish it was